Okay, so good day, GenMath babies. So I have already told you during our Zoom meetings last time that today I will be discussing about Chapter 3 of your General Mathematics class, school year 2020-2021, or should I say, the pandemic year, Composition of Functions. Composition of Functions from the term compose. When we say compose, meaning kung unsay sulod nimo, or what is inside you. You are composed, you as a person, you are composed of your personality, your characteristic. Biologically, you're composed of your blood vessels, your cells, and everything that is inside your body. That is what your composition is. So when we talk about composition of functions, we are talking about what value of a certain function be composed into another function. Okay, for example, the concept of function states that the concept of composition of function states that f composed of g of x. How do you read this? Kani mo nag-circle nga red dire? It's read as f composed of g of x. Or that's just equal to saying that g of x should be inside f of x. And so daw, f is composed of g of x. So si f is composed of g of x. It is just like saying na si g of x is inside f of x, right? It is also just like in stating in numerical form f of g of x. No? Mura po di siya istorya. Okay, mura libog ang concept. Okay, let's try giving it an example. We have our given f of x equals 2x minus 3 and g of x equals 4 over x plus 1. Number 1, compose f composed of g of x. Okay, how do we compose that? In composing functions like that, what do we do? First, we have to turn on the lights. Sorry. So first, we have to, what do I usually do with this? So for example, if this is our composition f composed of g with x, what I do first is to look at the one at the outer side. The one at the outer side is f. So write the value of f. The value of f is equal to 2x minus 3. What do I do next? What do I do next? It is stated that in composing, the value here should be placed in here, right? G of x should be inside f of x. So what do we do? G of x should be inside f of x. So what do I usually do? What is g of x? G of x equals 4 over x plus 1. Therefore, this value should be inside the x of your f value. Okay, so that's all. F composed of g of x, that is equal to, what is the value of the outer side? That is f, that is 2. What is the value of the x here? The x here will become 4 over x plus 1 minus, continue, minus 3. So yun na guys, ipulihan na nato ang x dili sa value ng g kasi composition works that way. Let's continue. So f composed of g of x equals 2 times 4, 8 over x plus 1 minus 3. What do you do? A fraction minus a whole number. So we have to imagine that there's an imaginary one here, so this becomes 8 minus x times negative 3, 3x, 1 times negative 3 over x plus 1. So the final answer for f composed of g of x is equal to 8 minus 3, that is 5. So we have negative 3x plus 5 over x plus 1. That is your f composed of g of x. How about second example? Second example. Compose g composed of f of x. Okay, we have just the same process. So what do we do? Everything that is in here should be in there. So what do we do? What do I do first? I will put in the value of what is at the left part. What is at the left part? G of x. Anong value ng g of x? 4 over x plus 1. What do you do next? So ang value ng f naman ay, anong value ng f? F of x is equal to 2x minus 3. So sa 2x minus 3 na to, kana siya isulod dire. So this becomes G composed of f of x, that becomes 4 over, si x din mapulian no? 2x minus 3 plus 1, copy plus 1. What do you do next? Combine like terms. Therefore, our G composed of f of x is equal to 4 over 2x minus 2. Teacher mo, dili siya pwede simplify ng 4 over 2x minus 2? No. Because 4 over 2x minus 2 is a different value. Just like when we say 400 pesos, pasimplify man na siya og 4 kung 400 is divided by 100. Diba? 400 over 100 is 4. O tagaan ka 400, divide by 100, ganahan ka 400 4 ray mo madawat. So lahit na siya. Those are different values. Teacher mo, for number 3, teacher mo, what if kung tulo or upat ka mo composition? Okay, let's try. But now, with a different given. Okay, given number 2. Given number 2, example number 3. We have f of x equals 7x minus 3 over 2. G of x equals negative x over 2. And h of x equals negative 2x plus 1. Okay, so how do we do that then? How do we get a composition that has 3 different functions? Okay, example number 3. Compose. Everybody bringing some copies kaya baka masayog na ko. G of f of h of x. So I'm sure if wala akong makabalo sa topic, you would read this as GOFO. But no, it's read as G of f of h of x. Or G is composed of f that is composed of h of x. So what do we do first? Ganina, kung duha ra ka function ang atong gamiton, ang atong una lang tawon is the one at the left part, right? But in this given sense, tulo naman sila. So 3 or more, we will start with the right part. So what do we do? From the right part, what is the function before the right part? That is f. So mo na yung unhon. Therefore, ato ni siyang i-dissect. So how do we dissect this given? So if we are to dissect this given, we will start first with what are at the two functions at the latter part or at the last part, no? So how do we do that? Now we have f of h of x. So how do we solve for f of h of x? So what do you do gani? Meaning ani, f is composed of h. So tanang na ani f, ulian ni h. So mahitabo ni siya nga, ang sabi value ng naa sa lawas, f of x. Anong value na naa sa lawas? 7x minus 3 over 2. Anong value na ngayon ng h? So si h isulod daw, dira. So what do we do next? So si h of x is equal to negative 2x plus 1. So kani siya isulod here. So this becomes f composed of h of x is equal to 7 times negative 2x plus 1 minus 3 over 2. Okay, let's see, am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? Okay, I'm doing it right. Let's continue. 7 times 2x, that becomes negative 14x. 7 times 1, 7. Minus 3 over 2. Therefore, our f composed of h of x is equal to, combine like terms, negative 14x plus 7 minus 3, that is 4 over 2. Are we done? We're not done yet. We are killing this whole thing individually, or we're dissecting it one by one. So we are already done with f and h. Let's continue with g. So therefore, now that we already got our fo, let's proceed with our go-fo. Now that we already have our f of h, na naman patay na ni siya, what do we do? What yun na po nato ang tibuok, i-compose na po nato as a whole. So what happens next? Since we already have our fo, we will continue with our go-fo. So we have g composed of f composed of h of x. So how do we solve that? Kanina, naman ni, right? Naan na ni. It is already as 1. Butang ta lang, that is n. So karon, kung sunod, kanina po, i-compose array. So what is now our value of g? Kaya pala na ganina gihapon, kung duha na lang sila function, take the one at the first part, or at the left part. Ano ang value ni g? G of x equals negative x over 2. What do we do next? So, kanina negative x over 2, pulihan sa value ng f of h. So, what is the value of f of h of x? The value is negative 14x plus 4 over 2. So, kanina siya, isulod, dali nga, value. So, what happens next? We have g of f of h of x, right? So, this becomes, what happens next? It becomes negative 14x plus 4 over 2. Negative man eh, negative x. Pulihan, right? Over 2. Okay, nasabtan ra? Meaning, unsay value ni f of h dire dara? Negative 14x plus 4 over 2. Kani siya nga value, isunod daw nimo sa imong g. Unsay value ni g? Negative x over 2. So what do we do next? Kaning 4 of x, isunod sa negative x over 2. So mahimo siyang negative 14, negative of negative 14x plus 4 over 2 over 2. Okay, let's continue. Combine like terms. Therefore, this becomes multiply. This becomes positive 14x minus 4 over 2 times, what happens to the longer denominator? Reciprocate over 1/2. So the final answer for g composed of f composed of composed of h of x is equal to, the final answer is 14x minus 4 over 2 times 2. 4. That is your final answer. Okay, let's check, because as I've said, we are very spontaneous with our problems. Let's try to check, are we getting it right? And as I just have turned on the lights. So let's check, B. That is 4, negative 14x plus 4 over 2. That is 3, 7 minus 3 is 4. Okay, very good. That should be placed inside. That happens to become negative positive 14x minus 4 over 2. So that becomes 14x minus 4 over 4. Sure mo, ma-list na makuan pala gini siya, ma-reduce. Do not reduce, ha? As I've said, do not reduce. Kung mangayo ka gis sa imong mama, imong ipangayo gis, ha? Ang ginahanan ka gis. Ganahan lang ang may man imong mama nga, i-reduce na nato ng 5. Pila may makuha ni mo dos? Binulog lang dyan, no? So do not reduce. Okay, let's continue. How about example number 4? Let's try example number 4. We will be getting into a much higher math, ha? Kasi nga we are senior high school. Example number 4. Compose f composed of g composed of h of x. Fogo. How do you do that? First, sa tiyo na buhaton, kill. Compose the one of the outer part. So, unya na rin last. Right? So, what do we do? Go. G composed of h of x. Meaning, ang naa diri, isunod diri. So, di na ko mag-step by step. Kaya naman tayo step by step kanina. What do we do? Copy G. What is G? Negative x over 2. Next, equal sign. Si h isunod sa G. What does the value ni h? Negative 2x plus 1. But since negative man is, so negative over 2. What happens next? Positive 2x minus 1 over 2. Okay, nanatay. Go of x. Are we done? Not yet. So, patay na ni. Continue. For go of x na punta. So, we have f composed of g composed of h of x. Since we already have this one, so what do we do next? Anong value ng f? Kinarasa na tanga value. 7x minus 3 over 2. What do we do next? Meaning, kaninga value, isulod sa imong x diri. So this becomes 7, another equal sign, times, another equal sign, 7 times 2x, 7 times 2x minus 1 over 2 minus 3 over 2. Ayan, sure, nagkalisod man. Kalma, if you think it's isod, it's just sa yun. Okay, let's continue. What happens next? 7 times 2x, 14x minus 7 over 2 minus 3 over 2. Okay, what do we do next? 14x minus 7 minus 6 over 2 times, what happens to the greater numerator, or denominator? Reciprocate. This becomes 1/2. So our final answer for f composed of g composed of h of x is equal to 14x minus, combine like terms, negative 7 minus 6, 13 over 4. That is your final answer. Let me change that 4 because it does not look 4. Yan. So negative 7. Okay. So that is how you will compose functions that has 3 or more other functions. Like we have 3 other or more other variables. Teacher, no. Our topic last week was about evaluation of functions and operations of functions. Is there a possibility where we will have to integrate all those 3 topics? For example, we will use addition at the same time we will use composition. We will use division at the same time we will use multiplication and composition. Is that possible? Yes, it is possible. Okay, let's try another example. Example number 5. Example number 5. With this thing given, I think yes. Example number 5. Compose f plus g. Ayan, operation ha. F plus g over compose f plus g over h of f of x. What do you do, or what do I usually do? Remember fractions. A fraction contains a numerator and a denominator. So we have f plus g over h of f of x. This one is your numerator over your denominator. Whenever I encounter problems like this, I usually dissect them. How do I dissect them? I will have to get first what are the values of your numerator. As I can already see my numerator, then I could go for my denominator. So as I've already simplified each of my numerator and my denominator, then I will clash them both. I will get my answer. So you will have to, in my case, I will have to attack a problem strikingly yet passively. Dahan-dahan, isa-isa. Huwag agad-agad. Ang tendency, kung imong dali-dalion, magkasiyop-sayop ka. Parehas sa papangapi na to sa ato mga assignment, dili makapi ang x kay magdali sa 243. Okay, let's continue. So we have numerator. I will start with my numerator. We have f plus g of x. Okay, the concept states that f plus g of x is just equal to f of x plus g of x. Very good. Anong value ng f of x? 7x minus 3 over 2 plus anong value ng g of x? Negative x over 2. As you can see, this is already, or they have already the same, anong the same nila? The same denominator. So, ma-add na sila. But wait, there's more. This will serve as your assignment. So, assignment for Gen Math, Composition of Functions, Chapter 3, compose f plus g over h of f of x. That is assignment number 3, that is number 5. And number 6, compose. Number 6, compose and evaluate g composed of h composed of f over fg and fg fh of x. Of x. Okay, you will have to pass this one by November 3. When we will go back to our classes, November 3. So you still have a week and gapin. Compose f plus g over h of f of x. And number 6, compose g composed of h composed of f over fh of x. But sure, wala mo talaga example ani. So how do we do compose them if Wala may kabaloon sa aon. Okay, let's give an example. I will erase this na ha. Example number 7. Please take note, guys. I will tell you, please take note. Okay, we are now crossing the borderline between junior high school and senior high school. This is much higher math now. With the same given, 7 f of x equals 7x minus 3 over 2, g of x equals negative x over 2, h of x equals negative 2x plus 1. Compose and evaluate the quantity of f composed of gh over f minus hg of x over 2 of x. How do we do that? So first, as you listen, no? Identify the problem. What is being asked? We are going to compose and evaluate. Next, attack the problem. How do I do it? Dissect the problem. Numerator over, kung fraction, numerator over denominator. In this given, how many fractions do we see? We see 2 fractions. A fractional numerator and the fraction itself. So 2 fractions. So what do I usually do with this one? I will take our numerator there over our denominator there. Now our numerator here has a small other numerator or a micro numerator. How do I say that? A sub-numerator. So what do I do first? So I will call this n sub 1 and this one as n sub 2 para makuha si n. So start with n sub 1. Ano ang n sub 1? N sub 1 is f composed of gh of x. So what do I do? gh of x. Ako nun. Ano ang gh of x? gh of x is just equal to g of x times h of x. Eh, di ba pag magtapot, they are for multiplication. I'm so sorry. Let's continue. So ano na value ng g? Negative x over 2 times. Ano ng value ng h? Negative 2x plus 1. Negative 2x plus 1, exactly. What do we do next? Multiply them both. This becomes negative, positive 2x squared minus x over 2, right? GH, 2x squared minus x over 2. Am I right? Am I doing it right? Let's see. As you can see, I already have my copy here kasi masayot na po ko. So, GH. Okay, let's continue. What do we do next? It's given. So what do we do next? So we already have our GH x. Are we done? Not yet. Nag-solve pa sa n sub 1. So now, this one should be composed here, right? Because f composed of gh of x. So ito, papasok dito. So anong value naman dito? Anong value ng f of x? 7x minus 3 over 2. Therefore, kani siya isunod dili. So this becomes 7 times 2x squared minus x over 2 minus 3 over 2. Right? Let's continue. This becomes 14x squared minus 7x. 2 times negative 3 minus 6 over 2 times. What happens to the denominator here? 1 over 2. Let's continue. Multiply, multiply. What will happen? Therefore, our n sub 1 is equal to 14x squared minus 7x minus 6 over 2 times 2. 4. Ayan. Let's put this as our new given. Balik na mag-ibo. N sub 1. 14x squared minus 7x minus 6 over 4. Okay, ayan. Let's go for n sub 2. Ano ang n sub 2? F minus hg. N sub 2. F minus hg of x. Isolve pa ba nato ng hg of x? Di na. hg of x o gh of x pareha naman. Right? So, what is hg of x? Same na. Right? Same na. Nya kanino siya i-minus. Wala ni composition ha? Wala ni composition. I-minus na siya. So when we subtract that, what will happen? So that is, what is the value of f? 7x minus 3 over 2 minus 2x squared minus x over 2. When we subtract fractions, what do we do? What do we always have to look at? Our denominators. Do they have common denominators? Yes. So we can directly subtract them. 7x minus negative x, that becomes 7 minus negative. So may plus, that becomes negative 2x squared plus 8x minus 3. Right? Negative plus. Very good. Continue over the same denominator. Now we already have our n sub 2. So another given. N sub 2. That is negative 2x squared. I'm so sorry guys. 2x squared plus 8x minus 3 over. So, ayan. Let's continue. Are we done yet? No, we are not done yet guys, because as I said, we are only dealing with our n sub 1 and n sub 2, which is our proper numerator, which are our whole numerator. So we are not done yet. What do we do next? First, we will have to turn on the light again because the lights are bugging me out and we already have 26 minutes. Let's continue. What do we do next? Are we done? Not yet, because that is only for the numerator. Let's proceed with our denominator. The denominator is 2. No, not yet, no. What do we do? The numerator states that our numerator here is equal to n sub 1 divided by n sub 2. So what is n sub 1? 14x squared minus 7x minus 6 over 4. Over, what is n sub 2? Negative 2x squared plus 8x minus 3 over 2. Right? So what do we do next? What do we do when a fraction is divided over a fraction? One should become reciprocated. So this becomes 14x squared minus 7x minus 6 over 4 times 2 over negative 2x squared plus 8x minus 3. Right? What happens next? Distribute. So 14x squared times 2, that becomes 28x squared minus 14x minus 12 over negative 8x squared plus 8 is equal to 32. 32x minus 12. That is your numerator. We are not yet done. Numerator pa ta. So we already have our numerator, because numerator says that kaning n sub 1 is divided by n sub 2. Let's continue. Now, numerator divided by denominator. Ano ang denominator? 2. So this one, i-over lang og 2. So what happens if a fraction divided by a whole number? This becomes reciprocated. So this becomes 28x squared minus 14x minus 12 over negative 8x squared plus 32x minus 12 times 1 over 2. So the final answer is 28x squared minus 14x minus 12 over negative 16x squared plus 32 times 2, 64x minus 24. That is your final answer. Sure, medyo libog lagi kayo ito siya, sure. Yes, and you will be encountering more of that. Actually, sayop ni siya, kaya hindi siya maunta kung given. Pero since lahat naman, so that is how you compose functions. How about let's try number 8, different given. Different given. Ay, Chirmo, wait sa. Ang imo laging x din kay na-raise lagi siya of certain number. Di ba, ingon ka diha sa ang equation, dapat si x din ma-raise a certain number. I was mistaken about that. Let me clarify things. In functions, x can be raised to a number, but not y. Nabaliday ko ha, x can be raised to a certain degree, but not y. Because a function is a one-to-one type of relationship, yet it has a restriction. Pwede siya mahimo og many to one. Many, wait ha? One. Ay, bali guys, pwede siya mahimo og one to many. One to many relationship. I will clarify that again. Anyway, let me have our given. F of x equals negative 2x minus 3. G of x equals 4x over x plus 1. And h of x equals x minus 1 over x plus 2. Ayan. What are we solving for? Solve for f composed of g of gh over f minus hg over 2 of x. Ayan, kanina medyo taas-taas din siya, guys. I need to show you this because gusto ko makakita mo nga yun sa pagkahimo sa usa ka function na daghan og value ng x. Ma-raise ang value ng x. Okay, let's try. How do we do this first? Just like earlier, we have to find our numerator and our central denominator. Our numerator is composed of two other numerator. We have n sub 1, or micro n1 and micro n2. Okay, what do we do next? So we have to get our micro n1. Ano ang n1? So natin na yung givens here. n1, n2, n. Hindi na dali ng n. Okay, n1. Anong n1? F composed ng gh of x. What do we do first? Gh of x. Ano ang gh of x? G, what is G? 4x over x plus 1 times, anong h? X minus 1 over x plus 2. 4x times x, that is 4x squared minus 4x over x squared plus 3x plus 2. Sakto ba? Yes, sakto. That is now your GH of x. Are we done? Not yet. Kay si GH of x, isunod pa sa f. So what will happen now? What is the value of f composed of GH of x? What is the value of f of x? Anong value ng f of x? Negative 2x minus 3. Therefore, kani siya isunod dili. So it becomes negative 2 times 4x squared minus 4x over, so sorry guys, over x squared plus 3x plus 2 minus 3. This is gonna be multiplied or distributed. This becomes negative 8x squared plus 8x minus x squared times negative 3, negative 3x squared, 3x times negative 3, negative 9x, 2 times negative 3, negative 6 over x squared plus 3x plus 2. Sakata? This becomes